see how this law comes in effect. I mean, this is the like Sandra
I mean,
here.
even we're so far into the bullshit here that even trying to engage with it, sort of like it, you have to cede so much ground just to engage with
Yeah,
the
you have to
thought.
see it so much guy. I agree. It's completely hopeless. Like, I don't, okay, not to, break the hate
Oh,
speech law, so I just bring the first name here. But I mean, if you look at the article here, it's an article from, like, I think Stavanger Aftenblad, where you have the first instance of this stuff, where, like, this person in the picture here is then, this is a biological male, basically, who is then using the female locker room, who then has used that law from 2016 to change their gender to female legally. And the story is basically, okay, this is basically a man with dick and balls who's running around in the women's locker room. The women don't like that. They don't feel safe, so they're complaining. And because they complained to the institution, like this person here, Sandra, is then filing a lawsuit. She's filing a lawsuit for discrimination because she's being discriminated against. She's insisting that, it's not like they're in these articles they're talking about, oh, we'll bring in like a third locker room, we'll do that for you, we'll get unisex, we'll bring in a third locker room, we're going to have locked spaces. No, like, this person just says explicitly, I want to be in the women's locker room because I am a woman, even though I
yeah.
still have, like, male genitalia. I am a woman. I'm going to be in the female locker room pronto. I do not want a third option. I want to be in the female locker room with my dick and balls hanging out, with like a half chubby standing in the shower, body hair, hair on the ass, just, standing there with women. And if you complain about that, you're discriminating, right? And of course, she then files the suit against these women, but the case is then abandoned because, like I said, there's no legal basis for
There's no precedent for this.
there's
Yeah.
no precedent for it yet. But that comes later, you see. So now the gauntlet has been thrown down. She's sort of been like, I think she was just doing this. I'm going to say she or he or whatever, but was doing this was just an activist type move. I wouldn't be surprised if like this was like a top down type thing, just try to provoke a conversation around this issue, just so they could push through another legislation to include basically gender identity as a protected category in hate speech, because that's what comes in there. I talked about it on the Rank Punditry stream. If you click on the Yet link.
Yeah, I have it open here. Just a second. See here.
Yeah, so there we go. We have the hate speech
Can you
laws.
see it? It's being a bit weird.
It's being a little bit weird, but under category D, under protected
Yep,
categories,
I see it now.
it's
Yep.
sexual orientation. That was like the 70s, 80s. That's what they got in the 80s, right? And now we got the crown jewel here, point D, gender identity or gender expression, right? So they basically have like, okay, if you're denying me my gender, if I can't define what gender I am every morning I wake up and I become something different, and if you're going to deny that or really discriminate against me on the basis of that, then that's hate speech, and that's like 3 years in jail. It's like denying the Holocaust or whatever. And of course, you could go back to like these Machiavellians coming, like these sort of Vosh destiny types. Well, it's not been enforced. It's not, it's not being enforced, but that's not the point. Like, I mean, the original sodomy laws were never enforced, but this is setting a different precedent as to how people interact with each other and how people deal with these types of problems, like the Sandra woman in the shower, to the point they know that the precedent is that
from law.
it's downstream from law. So they basically got exactly what they wanted out of it. So if you just go back to the PowerPoint again, the picture I included in the bottom here is just a funny little detail, because this man or woman is a developer, right? So you could, if you want to hire like a front end developer,
autism, yeah.
but no, but I mean, if you search for the full name, you just get like the portfolio page, and I mean, this she has developed a lot of video games, and that's one of them. actually. So it's just a little fun detail that I threw in there.